Hey, what's going on? I'm back. Throwing this video up to give my 2 cents on some of the ratings that they've released for a couple of the positions so far. And I know it's behind the curve, but I wanted to let them build up before I really started started going over them. I wanted a couple to go over and not just do one video on just the quarterbacks. But anyway, let me actually get into the quarterback ratings that they threw out there, because this is the most controversial one that they came out. And the controversy came with Russell Wilson and Tom Brady being rated the same overall. And at first, when you sat back and you thought about it before you saw any other numbers, just the overalls, you probably did the same thing, because Russell Wilson, he's Russell Wilson. He's not really a throw first quarterback. He is a play the run game and throw the ball when needed, honestly, or when asked to. And that's how they rated him. I think they did a good job rating him. 86 speed, 90 agility, 92 accuracy or acceleration. Really good. I think definitely fitting. He's going to be a great quarterback to run and scramble around with, because they gave him 93 throw power and 89 deep ball accuracy, which is great. And his throw in the run is also 89. That's definitely his game. He likes to throw while moving. But yeah, I think his overall and everything was real good. So then you look at Tom Brady, and his stats are right where they should be. 99 awareness. I mean, you can't ask for better than that. Or 94 short or mid throw accuracy. Now his 93 throw power, maybe you can argue a little higher, but I think it's right where it should be. But he did have a down year, and honestly, I don't really care about overalls. I care about the other stats, the ones I really care about for depending on the position. And he's got the ones that you need as quarterback. Next two I'm going to go into is Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. And in my opinion, order-wise, these two should be switched. I think Drew Brees got an accurate overall at 96, but I think Aaron Rodgers should be a 95 overall. And that's just how I see it, because he had an injury-plagued year, and that forced his numbers to be down. Not a good thing. I don't think they took that into account. But his stats are right where they should be. His speed, throw power, and all his accuracies, especially his deep ball being a 90. Holy cow! I mean, he's known for being pinpoint accurate, down the field, and they definitely took that into account. They definitely rated him right where he should be. I just think the overall is a little high. Now Drew Brees, he was like within the top 5 or 10 for quarterbacks in pretty much every category. So he's right where he should be. 96 overall. He's definitely deserving of that. He had a good year. But they did drop his deep accuracy, which used to be, I know it used to be higher, had to be higher, because his deep ball year ago and the year before that were definitely on point. And I think they did note the fact that it dipped last year, and they dropped his rating. So I think they rated him right. I just think they gave Aaron Rodgers the too high overall. But nothing against Aaron Rodgers. I still think he's the number 2 quarterback in the league. I just think the off year you got to take into account. And the final quarterback, of course, Peyton Manning. And I mean, this guy's got 99s and 98s across the board, pretty much for everything, except for throw power at 86, which is totally warranted because he doesn't have a cannon for an arm anymore, and 88 deep ball accuracy. I mean, his team didn't really need to push the ball down the field, and honestly, the only one who could really stretch the field for him was Demarius. And Demarius being the number 1, you don't want him stretching it. That's why they got Sanders now this year, and they will stretch the ball this year. So I think his deep ball accuracy might go up, but I think it depends on how their games go. But I think his rating is definitely warranted, especially for the year he had last year. Anyway, next one I'll talk about, I guess I'll talk real briefly about the rookies, but I'm going to give one quick blurb about it. The rookies, they rated them good across the board. You don't want to rate them too high, don't want to rate them too low, because you don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to adapt to the game. But they rated them good across the board, and accurate in my opinion. Anyway, get to this gameplay real quick. You see I get another interception on this guy, and he quits out. So it starts my next game, and next game, maybe it's a copy of the video. No, my opponent picked the Cowboys again too, so I went to the Redskins because these games were back-to-back, and I actually wanted to get some Redskin gameplay up here, even though I am definitely not a Redskins fan. But the guy took my Cowboys. Anyway, so let me get so the rookies, yeah, they rated them good. they ran right where they should be. But of course, they're going to fluctuate. Probably the biggest jumps in the league because you don't know what to expect from them quite yet. Anyway, let me get into these running backs. These running backs, they rated them pretty much right where I would have done them. Adrian Peterson with the 98 overall, and they gave him amazing stats across the board, and rightfully so, because he is all day. I mean, 97 speed and 97 agility, 97 acceleration. I mean, that's Adrian's speed. And then of course they give him 96 stiff arm and 88 strength. I mean, that's the other aspect of his game. That's why he can do everything. I don't know what his catching is, but they never really asked him to catch out of the backfield, so I don't know. But they definitely rated him right. I know LaShawn McCoy, though, who was the rushing leader last year, was a little disappointed that he wasn't #1 overall. But looking at his stats, they definitely gave him the respect that he deserved with 99 elusiveness and 99 agility. I mean, this guy is cut on a dime for a reason. And they definitely gave him the head nod to that essentially his Twitter account, which is cut on a dime. I think cut on a dime 25 or something like that. But anyway, totally shifty guy, especially in small spaces. Another shifty guy in small spaces is Jamal Charles, and they gave him 98 speed, which is honestly, in my opinion, the 98 speed and the 85 catch is the big difference between him and LaShawn. Because Jamal Charles is definitely faster than LaShawn, and they actually, Jamal Charles would lead his team in every offensive category except for passing, and like all the passing categories. So that's all receiving categories and all rushing categories. He led his team in. So I mean, they definitely acknowledge that he is the every play kind of guy. He is definitely the guy that you make him your first option, and you have to shut down the Chiefs. Next guys we're going to talk about are Matt Forte and Marshawn Lynch. And Matt Forte is definitely an do everything back, but I think they rated his speed a little low. They gave him a 91 speed. I definitely see him more in the 93, 94 range, but they did what they did. And they gave him a real good catch at 84, real good carry at 96, but he is a do-it-all back, and I think they rated him appropriately. And then the last one we'll talk about is Marshawn Lynch. And Marshawn, 99 truck, 99 stiff arm, and 97 carry rating, all first among running backs. And that is beast mode. He does not turn the ball over, and he punishes you. He is a punishing back. He's definitely the back you do not want to see, coming around the corner with a head of steam at all, and you definitely don't want to see him throwing out that stiff arm. But they gave him a 95 overall, and I think they're deserving. I think they rated the backs overall right where they should be. They might have made AP, a little overpowered, but he essentially is the team out there for the Vikings, at least right now. But looking at the video time, I really don't have much more, so I can't get into another rating thing. So I guess I'll go over this. And as you saw, my opponent was not doing so hot. I'm up 21-0, and this guy's offense is not looking good. I'm able to stop him here, and here I get stuck on a tackle, and I get the user pick. I knew he was forcing the ball to Des Bryant. That's what I do whenever I play with him. But anyway, he ends up quitting out, and that ends the game. So let me know what you guys think at the bottom. Like on the video, comment, and give me your thoughts on it. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you want some more gameplays like this, or any giveaways and all that, everything I do. But that's it for me. I'm out, guys. Deuces.